Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I'll be reviewing my third round game from the third Cleveland Go Club's ratings tournament. If you did not see the first two reviews for this tournament, I would highly recommend you check them out. But I was also 2-0 so far in the tournament, feeling pretty good. After a first game struggle, second game went a lot better for me. I felt like I was finally feeling my groove, and then I get hit with quite a big challenge. I had to play David Fang, 3-don, giving 4 stones. So the reason why it's 4 stones as opposed to, you might think, the normal 2 stones is the pairing software that I use, since I am the one who is running the tournament as well. Depending on how players do, it will change the players' ranks internally while making the pairings. So far this tournament, I was 2-0, so my 5-don was slightly higher, maybe even 6-don. It doesn't show 6-don, but internally it thinks that I'm stronger than 5-don. And then David had lost both of his games so far, and so it was saying he was weaker than 3-don. So basically, to put it simply, it's 6-don versus 2-don is what the program thinks internally, even though our AGA ranks haven't changed, because obviously they don't change in between rounds, but that's how it's 4 stones. And David, actually, we played last year. We didn't play at the second Cleveland Go Club rating tournament. We played at the first one, and he was 1-don at the time, and we actually still played 4 stones then. So in my head, I'm like, okay, David's now 3-don. He's also a young kid, so young kids pick up things very quickly. So I was like, okay, he's 3-don now. I still have to get 4 stones. Let's see how this goes. I knew this game would be tough. But let's just see how it went. I am white, and you'll see I get what I want. And so that made me feel confident, where in the first, what is this, 5 moves, I'm already getting my divided board that I want. Black stone, white stone, black group, white stone, black group, white stone, black stone. And this is what I want. And even black, like here, I was expecting something like 0-4, or even in the game, black kicked first and then playing 0-4, something to keep white separated and keep black out of the corner. Remember, in any game, but specifically handicap games, if you can surround corners as white, that is so powerful. So if black can keep from being surrounded, like with something like this, white stays disconnected, black stays out into the center, and white just has 2 groups to worry about. And so whether black kicks first or simply plays 0-4, this should be a comfortable game for black, or a comfortable position for black. It's too early to say if the game will be comfortable or not. But black in the game kicks, and I was like, okay, kick and then jump. Which again, since there's no move for me to connect, this is powerful for black. Like black goes here, or I go here, black just keeps me separated. If I stand up, again, I'm separated. But black goes here. And this move already is not good, because all those reasons I just mentioned, but also you'll see once I get, because my next move is to connect my stones. So again, now instead of having 3 groups of stones, I now have 2 groups, because now my stones are connected. Now again, they're not fully connected. They're still cut off, or they could still be cut, I should say. They have a connection now, and the fact stones that have a connection are stronger than stones that do not have any connection at all. So the fact that I am now starting to connect means my stones are stronger, and now black is sealed into the corner. And when I have this formation here, this means, okay, now the right side can get isolated, but also L3 could get isolated. And we'll see that L3 gets counterattacked pretty shortly. So that's why this stone here was unnecessary. Black should just separate white. Black should separate white, or start with this move, and let's say I jump, then maybe attach here. Black could also play this way. So yeah, but not kick and then give me a way to connect. That was not Not the way to play here for black, because black plays p3, and so I bump here. The point of the bump is, one, it starts to activate r3 basically immediately, but the main thing was it was to prevent black from connecting under. If I go somewhere else completely, black can attach and cut, which notice o3 is the move I got, and then once this happens, we can see black connects under. And again, once black gets connected under, black is once again out of the corner. Black's corner is not sealed in, and L3 is now not isolated. Simply put, a lot of what Go is just keeping your stones connected. Bump. So black plays here. Yeah, this move's a little slack. Obviously, there is a weakness at R3, but black should try to find a way that's more efficient to fix it. For example, this kind of move. One, because this threatens to connect at S6 cleanly. There's no problems there. And yeah, like if white plays in the corner, black can just descend to prevent any problems. And it's MI now. If white plays S2, you can always connect back in the corner or to the side. And again, connecting back to the side is powerful because now black's groups that were once disconnected and had to worry about both, now, since they're connected, doesn't have to worry about either of them. And these are connected because when white hanes, you don't have to cut, you can simply clamp. So, yeah. And it might be like, okay, but white... Well, I don't even think white can live. But even if white could live, the outside gets isolated. So the corner is not that big. So playing here, though, like later, white can hane and Atari, and black's corner just gets super, super small because of it. So yeah, so I get to jump. And then I play a move I sometimes will play. It's more of an online kind of move. You know, not for a tournament, a live tournament, but I play N15 next. And the idea with N15 is a more normal move would be just to jump and treat this as MI. Okay, black, if you help your right side group, then I'm going to surround your top side. Or if you help your top side, then I'm going to surround your right side, attack your right side. So that's all fine and good, but that's if I don't mind which one I get. But in this case, I knew which one I wanted to help. Because if I do this and black jumps, even if this kind of thing happens, right, and black fixes, black playing P9 affects my stones here. Like if let's say, I really want to get a move like F17, but if black just pushes in and cuts, I have some problems. And it looks scary, but black's corner is alive. Even though white can get like Atari, hane like this, even if this sort of thing happens and black gets squeezed down, let's say black answers this corner is alive. And even if black's corner gets squeezed down all the way, right, all the way down to this, if white just dies on the right side, it doesn't matter. And again, look at the bottom side as well. So there's cuts here that are dangerous. So I didn't want to see black getting a move here. So in the game, I shoulder hit. And the idea with the shoulder hit is if black still ignores, my move up top is more severe. Right? Before it was, oh, I'm just going to calmly surround you like this. But here, black ignores. Since it was a touching move, a contact move, when I descend, that's putting a lot of pressure on the corner. So it's a lot more effective to seal in the upper right and reduce it, really. And so, since I knew I wanted to surround the right side, I tried to play a more forceful move with the shoulder hit. And so that's kind of the general idea with shoulder hits, is if you want to do something and you want to keep sente, do it with the shoulder hit. Do it with the shoulder hit or a contact move. Because black's more likely to answer this. It's the same idea with this joseki you see nowadays with the attachment. When you just slide, because it's not a contact move, black is more than likely going to ignore or can ignore. But when you attach, because you're playing a contact move, it's harder for black to ignore. So it's the same idea as that. In this case, it's an attachment, but it works the same with shoulder hits as well. So shoulder hit, Black answers because it's contact move, and even this one, it's not as bad, but white turning here is a very thick move. It's a very thick move. So black does answer once. Then I figured, okay, I would like to answer, but now I feel black would ignore, and now this is less forcing now. So I now jump with a large knight's move, and when black plays this one space jump, I plays very nice shape. We got a dog face, knight's move. We got a big bend. We got a lot of shapes there. It's very pretty shape for white. And then black as an extra move, and for now black's okay. And like so far, you can see white's not really making any territory, right? And you got to win a Go game, you got to have more territory, right? But I am dividing up the board, right? Black group, white group, black group, white group, black group. So now, okay, let's turn my attention to the lower side. So I extend all the way. I could play a move like this and have played something like this to surround the bottom side. But I actually want black to try to save. If I play any move like this or like this, black's more likely not going to save this L3 stone. But by playing all the way, black is more likely to play H3 because it's a perfect extension. So it's a little psychological, which I enjoy that about the game. The psychological side is by allowing black to have the full extension, I can kind of not force, but coerce black into doing something that they might think they want to do, but in the back of my head, I'm like, yes, that's what I wanted you to do. So I get to jump, because again, now I can attack the bottom side. If I did it like this, black would just give up the bottom side on the small scale, but I want to get it on the large scale. Jump again, and I play differently here. I did consider playing this and basically just doing the same thing, assuming black does something similar. Because there's a lot of Aji underneath. And so if I can run them into the center, they'll both meet up, but they won't be able to connect, and then one of them will die. But I decided, well, with these exchanges I make, I do make the corners pretty solid, so I decided instead to double approach, which again, count how many groups are on the board. This is exactly what I want. This is exactly what I want. Back of chest is on top. Hane. Bump. Black covers. And there is Aji of pushing and cutting, but I didn't want to use it yet because I wanted to see how black would play on the bottom. And when black attached, then I went for it. And I figured this was pretty good timing. Because the corner is quite weak. And if black has to spend moves to do this, this hurts the bottom side. So again, it's one of those things where I actually want black to play this way. So push and cut, but black can counter cut like this. Hane. And then here. So here, this is a point where black potentially had a nice move, but in this case, it doesn't exactly work. Where black would really like to capture this stone at b6. If black can capture this stone at b6, black fixes the weakness at c5. But if this happens, white will Hane, and that's really weakens these three stones. But black would... So black also really wants this move. But when white connects, not only, again, does it create the weakness here, but now white makes eyes. So the question is, can black prevent white from making eyes on the left side in Sente? Because if you do it this way, you get rid of the eyes, but white gets this Hane. If you simply just extend, then white can connect, and there's a weakness here. So how can black get both? Black has a nice move of playing a6. Where if white Hanes, we're not going to capture, which would be the other sequences in a different order. Instead, we can cut at b8. And notice white is unable to save the three stones. So white has to either connect here, which black can even Atari again, and notice no eyes now. Or just connect like this. And regardless of which one white does, though, black's able to get both. In this specific case, though, because d4 is not at c4 and therefore not actually fixing the cut here, even if black does this, white is able to cut like this. And yeah, it's pretty... After this, just black... Something of black's will die. Technically, it is a ko still. But this ko is very dangerous for black because black loses the whole corner. Because white can even extend once more, so it would look like this. So yeah, pretty dangerous for black. Pretty dangerous for black. But this is a good move to look for. Just in this specific case doesn't work, but it's a nice move to look for. But black knows that, so black extends, and I extend once more because I didn't want... How I was always taught, like how long you should extend on the second line, is until it's not sente. So if we imagine, like, let's say I did this, right? And black does have to fix in the corner. If I go elsewhere, if black can turn here in sente, that is painful. Because black plays a move on the second line, I have to play in the first line. That is super painful. But if I can extend once more, as long as this block here is not sente, then it's okay. And it's not sente in this case. So that's the general rule of thumb when you're pushing on the second line. Only push until their block is not sente. Push, so then connect, fix. And then I play here. This move is probably a little too much. Maybe too much, watching too many AIs on Fox. The one thing is I should, when I go here, black goes here, I was like, okay, yeah, I should do it the other way. I should attach here and then be able to go here. So I did do the wrong order here. I think here there's a lot better aji. Again, I'm not trying to kill this corner, but I'm trying to make black have to spend moves to have to live small is the idea. So I think this is okay, but when I just do it this way, and then black goes here, there wasn't as much aji as I thought. Like I was thinking stuff like this, into this, Atari. Like I was looking at this kind of stuff, but there isn't actually that much aji there. And in fact, if I do these kind of exchanges, we go back to this becomes a sente move because now black can Atari and then turn. So yeah, it didn't work out as quite as I wanted. I think if I did c2 though, it'd be a lot better because if black has to go here, then I can extend back. Now b2 becomes a big move and now I've reduced. I even have eyes now for my bottom side group. So misplay here. I was too quick to just look at, okay, that's the shape point, I should take it, without realizing that starting with c2 is better. But I get the hane, and then descend down, and then play here. This is, because I probably do not want to play this one ever, just because, look at this shape, right? If to try to save these two stones, I have to make really bad shape, and because I have to do all these pushes on the second line, these 5 stones are very strong, actually, because they have a nice connection with the d15 stone. So if we have this kind of thing going, again, I have to worry about my bottom side group, so I can't be too aggressive. Yeah, like if I have to fix here, then black already captures me. But if this kind of thing happens, yeah, it's scary. It's very scary. Yeah, so I just decided to use the aji and just squeeze black's shape like this. Black jumps, but I can play here. And the idea is if black cuts, I can simply maybe Atari first and then go here. And this means black is unable to... black can double Atari here, that's true, but I can Atari like this and then extend like this. And now... Well, can I extend there? Yeah, I have the ladder, yes. So black still can't cut here. So once I connect... It should be okay. Net also, because when I extend down, I'm threatening to capture here. But in this case, maybe this is okay for black. So, crazy sequence. That was the idea, though. And I don't even know if I want Atari first. Maybe I just wedge here. So, yeah. That was the idea with this bump here. Black fixes so that I can hane. And again, There's cuts, but I'm now connected. And when black goes elsewhere, I seal black into the side. Black pushes. So yeah, I think black should... Because again, white's not alive here in the lower side, so black should do something here. Even if you make these exchanges. Right? White needs to live on the bottom, so black should take the time to use that to their advantage when black goes elsewhere, and I shoulder hit. Now my lower right is connected, and now black needs to live on the bottom side. Black plays there. There's probably better ways to do it, but this does mean black's alive, so no hassle. But now, so now my whole game plan, these first 70 moves, have all culminated to this next moment, where you see I've cut black up, right? But black's lower right is secure, black's bottom side, left side, lower left, all of them are secure. But now I have the isolated group on the right side. I have all this thickness. This is what I've been waiting for. And so I attach first. Of course I attach first, and then I play C10. And yeah, basically saying, okay, black, if I can make you run into the center, that's where all my stones are. Good luck trying to live. And even if black can live, if I can force black to have to live in the center where there's not that many points, it would be pretty good. Now, it turns out in the game, so I was thinking of shape, right? So we all know the shape R14, and the extension to S10 and the black stone in the middle. I'm looking to play S12. As opposed to this one, which technically it's still a shape, but it felt a lot worse. I was purely looking at the shape here, but it turned out this move would have been better. But first, let's talk about what happened in the game. Black blocks, of course. Black didn't want to just block on top because I could do extend and then extend back. And black can Hane, but I can clamp. And this is the key here. Even if I can clamp, though, yeah, even if I can clamp, there's throw in, take, and yeah, maybe it is a little uncomfortable for black. Yeah, because I can actually Q11 to take out the eye there, and there is Aji to connect to the corner. Like for example, if I do something like this, black can descend. The problem is capturing 4 stones is not technically alive. So even if black captures 4 there, I get my compensation in the upper right, and black still needs to like connect here. But yeah, if just for example, if we get this kind of thing, we can see black is not fully alive yet. It's not fully alive yet. So so there is an order here for black, but that's the basic idea. Is I'd be able to connect back. The black blocks to prevent me from connecting back, but I can attach. Usually the sequence is cut, but here, because black is so strong, like I can't connect here. Or maybe, no, let's do this one. Can't connect here because I just captured, and even if I Atari, black can just counter Atari, and black's gonna basically be alive here. Another way black could play is just connect as well. And now black is definitely alive like this. Or if I connect here, there is an Atari I can do like this, but yeah, still not super good for white here. Still not super good. Or take something like this as well. Still not super good either, because now the upper right corner is secure and I have problems in the center. Basically, doesn't work so well. So I tried to find a different way to do it, and I was like, okay, maybe this actually works. Because now black has to connect. I can peep here. When black connects, descend, and this is what happens in the game. We get this ko. Well, it is a step ko, where black takes. I play here to threaten the bottom. Take. Black connects, but then I can push and cut. So it is a multi-step ko for white. But because I have been isolating black's groups, I do have a lot of ko threats. But black had a move here. Right now, black had a move. Black could have played Q13 right now. And if black had played Q13, none of this works for white. Where obviously black's threatening to push here. So if I connect, well, now when black descends, now black just cuts off the white stones on the right side, and white has lost quite a few points. If I connect, though, black just pushes here, and there's not really anything for white to do. If I try to wedge here, we can see that I just run out of... Any semi here is going to favor black for sure. For sure. And even if I could switch and like live in the corner, let's say something like that, then my center gets isolated. And yeah, and I keep in mind I have cuts here I have to worry about, so this would just kind of be disastrous for black. Even like this. Yeah, there's many ways for black to play it, but bottom line, black can connect back, so I'm not actually gaining that many points here. So that's why this way doesn't really work. This way works a little better. It's not perfect still. Where if black blocks like this, very similarly, I can connect either way. If black blocks like this, again, I can attach. But now I can play here. And this would still be a ko like this. A lot lighter ko for white, though. White doesn't lose as many points here. Yeah. White doesn't lose as many points, and that'd be good. That'd be good. So, if black connects, then we can bump here. And if black, I don't know, connects, we can come out this way, and we're out. If black blocks this way, we can poke here. And notice this threatens both sides. So this would be nice too. So this way would be great if this kind of thing happened. So black should try to prevent the connection here first, and black can by playing like here. And if white connects back, maybe we add this in. Then black can, let's see, clamp here. And again, this just kind of works for black, where if I come down, black can wedge. We can see that too many problems for white. But if I connect and black connects, then again, I'm not really gaining that much. In fact, I've lost Aji in the corner, so even though I take away some points on the right side, the corner is now solid, so it's probably a plus-minus good for black here. So doesn't really work here. So I think instead I should still leave this Aji and maybe play towards the upper right corner, or just do something else completely. But in the game, we get this variation with the ko. Play there. Take, connect, push, and cut. Black takes. Stand up again. That is threatening to kill, so black answers. Hane. Yep. And then I can... Will I descend? Again, this is threatening the bottom side, but black says, nope, I am going to... capture, because it might look like it's still a ko, because whatever I do, like black, let's say black does answer this. Like if black, I don't know, does something else, maybe here, like I have to play here still. But one, this would now mean black would have to play ko threat, but two, I can actually just connect like this because I have enough outside liberties. That does mean black could have played a ko threat like this. But black figured, well, if I answer once more on the bottom, then white has even more threats. So black gives it up on a small scale, but I end up capturing the bottom, which is quite huge. But it is Gote, and black does get this pretty big Hane. So now, even though I've captured the bottom, which is pretty big, again, look at the rest of the board. These stones are kind of floating. My left side is only a few points, so it's still an even game. Or even black's leading still. So I come in, and this is where black needs to be a little more patient. Black needs to realize, okay, this group is going to be weak no matter what, but white's right side is also weak. It's just floating in the center of the board. So I should prioritize just making white weak here. Or not making white just weak here, but playing to secure my territory as well. So for example, black caps. I'm totally fine with this move. But when white descends, black should just answer. black should just answer. Because let's say white starts to run out, right? Let's say white stands up. Maybe makes Hane like this. Maybe we poke there, and then, I don't know, something like this, right? Who knows? Well, one, black is securing points on the upper left, points up top, but also, black can attack both of these groups at the same time, and that's the key here, is white has 2 weak groups to juggle, and so black doesn't need to be so crazy about trying to attack this, because white has another weak group. If white only had 1 weak group and black felt like white had to, or black felt like black had to attack white, then the way black played would make more sense, because in the game black pincered here. But white has 2 weak groups, so black should just play a little more calmly, even like this. What if black just stands up like this, or takes a shape point like that? Do something to attack this group, because if white has to play moves like this, well, all of a sudden these moves are helping black attack white. White is helping black attack white. So, yeah. Playing here is too much, because now I can clamp, and now we can see all the contingencies black has to have happen to keep white from being alive. And now black doesn't get the extra moves in the center to have a dual attack on the upper left and the right side. So attach and cut. This is again just to create some aji. See how black's going to answer. Black pulls back. Okay. Then I can extend. And here black has a few choices. Black can cut, but black needs to know a pretty fancy move actually. Where when white turns, well, white can, let's see. If white turns, black has a nice move of playing at C18. And the idea with C18 is this is preventing white. Like if I just Hane here, white's going to Hane at the head of 2 stones. And that is quite painful. And in some cases, like there's an order of moves here, but let's just say like black counter Hanes. White can, let's see, Hane like, or Atari here, and then throw in like this. And even if black captures the 3 stones there, does white cut off the left side here? Potentially. Maybe. It's again, it's a tricky scenario, but something like this is possible. It is theoretically possible. So black has to be careful about that. So if black has to play like this, then white gets all these forcing moves and can come back and help the right side. So white took the corner because white has now created a connection underneath. And so white scoops out the whole corner and can help the right side. This would probably be okay for white. So if black can get C16, that helps black a lot. So black can attach here once, because if you just descend or extend, white can then take away liberty. But by playing here, you force white to have to live first. Something like this, even maybe Atari, and then you can come back and connect. And now white's corner is a lot smaller, and your outside is a lot bigger. You could even play here, or even if you're not worried about anything there, which you might want to be, so just play solidly here. Now you're getting more of the upper left as well. So yeah, black can just cut directly. Black can just cut directly. When black Hanes, then when I descend, now it's a little different. Because now if you cut, when I turn, there isn't quite enough aji in the corner to make something work. Like you would like this kind of move to work, but when I cut here, I'm actually threatening to capture these 2 stones in a ladder. If you don't take away liberty, though, I capture the 3 stones here. If you try to squeeze like this first and be like, haha, I can Hane here, well, I'm going to Atari. Well, do I even need Atari? What if I just go here? Yeah, just go here. And even though you get to Atari, you have a lot of problems in your shape black. And you need to come back and fix here. So, yeah. Like if you connect underneath, white has this nice peep of being able to capture the 2 stones no matter what. So, and if you do it this way, like this. When you Atari here, white can then capture the 3 stones. Because white has gained an extra liberty here. So, all in all, it doesn't work. So once I was able to Hane, though, black descends. But then when I connect, black connects, throw in. And yeah, now black's very low on liberties and has cuts. So I get to Atari, and black realized, okay, well, if I just connect, I actually have too many problems here. Because if I just live, well, white's actually just connected. Which doesn't feel that good, right? Doesn't feel that good. And if I try to do this kind of squeeze, again, because of this exchange I made, black has to cut here, otherwise I can connect. So black has to go here, but then all of a sudden you can see the corner just does not have enough liberties to fight this semi-eye. So yeah, so black tries to find a different move to play. Black goes here, but there's still a lot of bad odds. You attach, go there. So then Atari, extend, black Ataris. I save the stone because black has to save there. And then I can play this move, which the idea with this move is if you connect here, then I'll descend and your corner's cut off and your left side's cut off. In the game, black Atari's saying, okay, well, if you take, then I will connect here. But I don't need to connect there. I can simply cut. When black takes and I capture, it's very close to being scary, but this is why reading so important is black cuts Ataris, wedges, and black makes this ko. But the problem with this ko is when I take this ko, black's an Atari. And looking at the board, I will tell you now, there's very little things I will answer. There's very little things I will answer because we're talking about the whole life and death of my white group in the upper left as well. So black goes after the right side group, but I do the squeeze first to make sure black cares about these 3 stones, and then I capture. And now I've captured the left side and the bottom side. So unless black can get all of this upper right, it's a close game. Not even black can win. It's just a close game at that point. But we'll see that black has left something open of the 3-3. And so we get this shape where we get a ko shape here. But I have ko threats to save the center group. And then black clamps. Not the best way to answer, but black needed to do something, I guess. Black probably felt this was too... I'm not sure. Usually this is just the normal move to play. Maybe black felt there was too much Aji in the center. Like if I can do this next. So maybe there's not a perfect move, but clamping obviously gives me a ton more ko threats. So I take, black connects, I cut, because I know black's going to answer this, and I know black will fill. Then I Hane. And this Hane is very annoying for black because even if you cut here, you have to spend a move to make sure I'm cut off. And if this kind of thing happens, I'm able to capture the dumpling here. And if this does happen, black can turn it around and capture the upper right. But black probably felt that wasn't enough. And just kind of visually looking at it, that's probably true. That's probably true. Black has a huge upper right, but I have the bottom and the left and now the center. So black answers by going here, but I can Atari and then connect back by playing J16. And J16 is also annoying for black because black needs to connect at J12 even. And that's where my squeeze here was helping a lot. Right now, black doesn't know if black wants to save these. But since black wants me to capture here, black has to kind of save them. Otherwise, if black goes elsewhere and I take, now I didn't spend a move inside to play D9. So yeah, that's where that squeeze I think is very good timing for white. Like so. Atari, I can connect back. Atari, black has to connect. But now I can go back to the ko. And then there. Yep, that's a threat. Threat at the bottom side. Black connects, yep, because now it's not even just I'm threatening to live. If black, like, let's say threatens to live on the bottom, I would definitely just push here. Because now I'm cutting off the entire upper side now. So black has to be careful here. So black connects. I connect. push. Again, black has to be worried about the center now. The center can be cut off. Wedge, sure. Push, yep. Black throws in, lost a point, but didn't have any other threats. Cut. And then when I cut, black just takes. But when I connect, again, black needs to live up top, so black has to follow up by capturing these 3 stones. And yeah, all of a sudden we're in endgame, but just black does not have enough points out of the right side. White not only saved, like remember when black played this co-threat, right? This one here at M12 and then followed it up with O10. Here, black has captured the center and has the corner, but if you look at the result of the game, not only has white saved those stones that the co-threats were threatening, but also lived in the corner quite healthily too. That's quite a big corner. So, yeah, that's the majority of the game, or the important part of the game. At this stage, white just has way too many points. There's one final thing with this co. I just give up the co because while I could probably find more threats, like, oh, I don't know. Trying to find one that's big but not super big. Basically, if I do something else, say that go here, black wins this co. The problem is black can connect back the bottom side group by playing N2. And so I didn't want to see that. So I just Atari'd and just went elsewhere. End game. But yeah, pretty solid game by me. Again, giving a 3-don 4 stones is not an easy task. And because David is a very young kid. I don't want to put an age on it, but very, very young. I'll just say that much. And his mom was there. And his mom was telling me, like, yeah, I think David was having an off day because, you know, he's a strong player. He's 6-don on Fox. I was like, holy moly, 6-don on Fox? She really told me this after the game. And in my mind, I'm like, 6-don on Fox. Well, I'm basically 6-don on Fox right now. So I was like, that is crazy. That is crazy. That kind of shows the discrepancy in 6-dons on Fox still. But yeah, this is a crazy, crazy game. And if you see our first game as well, it was also very similar to this where there was lots of death. There's lots and lots of death. We're fighting this co-up top, by the way. So, yeah, pretty exciting game, but just the end result ends up being, let's go through. If you ever want to see these games in their entirety, I do upload the Kifus in the description. So if you ever do want to check them out, just check that out. But yeah, the end result of this game was white by 53.5, I think. It was quite a lot. It's quite a lot. With all the captures too, we couldn't even fill in the whole board with black's captures. That's how big of a difference it was. But yeah, pretty crazy game, honestly. Lots of fighting, and I basically got what I wanted. And if you look at the end state of the board, I basically, and I did this in my second round game too, just count how many groups are on the board, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. This was a group. 5, 6 groups for black, right? And 2 groups for white. Now, obviously, I captured some stones, but the idea is still there where, yeah, I was just able to cut black up, and black couldn't take care of all the groups. And that just leads to black having to live small in a lot of areas. So, yeah. But yeah, this is my third round game. Ended with a pretty big, yeah, I'm looking at the bottom. Look at these captures. 35 captures for black, 40 for white. And that's not even including the captures that are still on the board even. So lots of captures in this game. But yeah, if you have any questions about this game, please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next video.